Good rising, brethren. How you guys doing? Spent a little time today talking together, coming together as a family. Waiting for some people to already get up in here. Shalom, family. Shalom. No, keep the commands. I never heard of her before. Shalom, Helen. Shalom, Evelyn. How you guys doing? There we go. All right. Give everybody a chance to kind of come in real quick. I had scheduled the live for 4:45, so I don't know if some people didn't see that or if it didn't say that it was supposed to start at 4:45. I needed to get home after work and get myself together. Shalom. Right? The Pope seems to be missing, right? Yeah, it's 450 here where I'm at, so no, Cali's not on lockdown yet. But shoot, the way things are going right now, it's who knows what's gonna be happening real soon. Yeah, seems like the Pope is hiding. Something's going on. Just waiting a couple minutes, let everybody kind of get in, and we'll get started. I have a few things already set up that we're going to talk about. No, I actually never. I usually only set up like 10, 15 minutes because I don't always know exactly when I'm going to do it, the live. But this I made it a point to start it at around 4:45. Oh, good. Okay. So some people getting a notification for a live, but they didn't say 4:45. What's up, Abdullah Abbas? How's it going? Shalom. Underground bunker wouldn't surprise me, right? Well, let me see. Let's see what I got written down. I said because there's so much going on, And the first thing is, you still see all these people, all down with their religions, and it's just crazy because like all the things that they hold sacred in their religion are all being broken down. The Most High is breaking everything down. All the things that they put their faith in, the Most High is breaking down. Now, I mean, hello, you guys are all seeing it. I mean, but the Pope is like, if he's the vicar of Christ, he's the representative of the Most High on earth. Everyone's supposed to go to him to get direction and everything else. Then how has he been just pretty much MIA for the last week and a half? Because if you really think about it, I mean, this has probably been some of the craziest events going on in the last week and a half with the, we're just going to call it the CV, okay? So we don't have to say it all the time. So, they try to do something with the channel, so the CV's been going crazy. And he's nowhere to be seen. That makes absolutely no sense. He should be, if he's who he says he is, then he should be right out front. He should be out there in the front. He should be able to walk anywhere he wants and not have to worry about it because he's got that Psalms 91 coverage, right? That everybody's been talking about how they're going to have now. Everyone's, I hear people in my job. Oh, we need that Psalms 91. I just read Psalms 91 and I get so much, peace. I'm like, yeah, okay. So people nowhere near the truth, trying to, still thinking that Psalms 91 is for everybody. Exactly. The Pope should be blessing the nations in prayer. He should be right out front, and he's nowhere to be seen. He might. You got about, I guess, also heard the first case in the Vatican this morning. Good rising, Beverly. Might be cloning. Who knows? I don't think. I mean, why clone them? I said because pretty soon, I said the whole structure is being torn down. I said the whole structure is being torn down right now. Everything that they believe in is being torn down. You know, so you got the whole country, their country's in crisis. You know, and he's nowhere to be found. So you know, you got his church. He has all these engagements. He's nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. You got you know, his churches. He's got his whole country. Italy is falling apart. Nowhere to be found. That there alone should be letting you know that if your head of your organization is sick and not doing well, and of course they're gonna say what? Oh, it's just a flu. It's just a cold. Well, anyone can say that. You know. So the fact that is huge. That's a huge sign that he's nowhere to be seen. You know, and a lot of this goes back to what? What do you guys think this all goes back to? What did these popes start off with a long time ago? They started out with what? Dum diversus. And pretty much subjecting us to be priesthood, definitely priesthood of Mahan. But as of recently, remember Dum diversus has pretty much put us into perpetual slavery until the Most High takes us out of it. So they sanctioned slavery of our people, destruction of our people, taking everything away from our people, everything with Dum diversus. So it would make sense then that the Most High would definitely be attacking that organization. You know, they look at all the ways that they've treated us, all the things that they've done, all the history they've hidden, all the stuff that they've pretty much subjected the whole world to, because the whole world had Confederate, because they've been on top, and they've been the head honchos of everything. So now it makes so much sense that because of Dum diversus, and the Most High is also showing that Dum diversus is done away with. He'll be taking away their power. He might be hiding out, but if he was really before Ash Wednesday, if he was really with a whole bunch of people that had CV, and when he said they had recovered, and we already know that people don't recover from that. It just pretty much you get sick, or maybe not, and it mutates, and you can get sick again. So you really don't get rid of it. They definitely, Eric Adams, they definitely need to release all these books. You know, like I said, we're just living in some absolutely amazing times right now. Kobe gone, Pope gone, who's and really, if you think about it, if something happens to the Pope, do you think they're going to admit it? Well, exactly right, Deborah Lee. Why does the Pope call on Jesus? Right? You still got the underlings calling on Jesus. The Pope already knows that there's no hope. There's no power in their Jesus. He already knows to run. He already knows what's going on. It's just funny, people underneath here, these underlings still think that they can call on Jesus. You know, I said, just absolutely amazing. And I mean, that's what I've heard about. It stays. If anybody knows any different, you know, the books are absolutely amazing. Yes, the Most High has been downloading so much information to me. He gave me some more stuff. I said I got to bring out as soon as the Most High lets me know that it's time, and everything else. And then he said, so now Maryland has 3 so far. Oops. They have called a state of emergency. People still don't believe. Yeah, I have a lot of people that are still saying that they don't believe it. You know, that it's all fake. You know, and I was like, well, maybe we're all entitled to our opinion. I like that one. working heaven. The Pope is downstairs reading our books to catch up to us here, family. Shucks, I'm privileged. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are starting to realize, well, they're realizing that their religions, that they don't have it. They don't have it. Yes, the nations are drinking that wine of wrath. Yep, yep. So we got the dumb diversus, you know, that info. One thing I'm going to show you guys, I'm not going to show you tonight, but I'm going to show you probably in the next video. And in these religions, you know, I said they need to understand that if you're worshiping Jesus, if you're going to church on Sunday, if you are still doing, if you've done Christmas and Easter, you know, you're still doing all these holidays that they've all set up, that was all brought over from Spain. When I talked about you know, how the Romans destroyed the Southern Kingdom and the Romans destroyed the Northern Kingdom, I had some guy come on the blog, you know, on the comment section saying, no, it wasn't. No, I'm like, yes, it was. I said, because it was all mandated by the Roman Church. Doesn't mean every single person has to be a Roman, because even back then, the Romans would just absorb different people into their army. Doesn't mean they're all of the same race, but they're all under the same authority, which was the church and dumb diversus. But see, a lot of people, you know, they can't seem to really, they don't think. They just hear one thing, and it was funny because they're like, well, if you were really, you know, if you knew history, you would know that the Northern Kingdom was taken by the Assyrians. Okay, and then what? See, people are so used to the history that has been shoved down their throats. Okay, well then where are they at now? How do they fulfill the prophecies? How do they fulfill the curses? And that's one thing we're going to be getting into. One of the other books that I received was totally talking about how the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom are pretty much, they're just two separate groups fulfilling prophecy through two different paths. And see, and that's one thing with people who are Bible only, they don't grasp either. They sit there and talk about all 12 tribes, but they try to use the prophecies and the books usually that are pertaining to the Southern Kingdom and try to apply them all to all 12 tribes. You see what I'm saying? And it's not like that. The Northern Kingdom has their prophecies that they're supposed to fulfill. The Southern Kingdom has their prophecies they're supposed to fulfill. Sometimes they fill them concurrently, or it's the same kinds of prophecies, but sometimes the Northern Kingdom has their prophecies, Southern Kingdom has their prophecies. And you know what? The people who actually study, as far as like the Gentiles are concerned, they know. They know. But see, the vast majority of our people, when I tell them about how the Bible is predominantly a book for the Southern Kingdom, they're like, you can just see their eyes, like they got deer in headlights. They have no idea. When you tell them that the 10 tribes predominantly were not there in the land of Jerusalem when Yahushua was there, they have no clue. They have no, because no one's ever taught them that. But I was reading a book, and I will definitely probably use it in a couple of videos, showing how they know, the Gentiles who study and read, they totally know that the 10 tribes weren't there. And that they have to fulfill their prophecies, the prophecies that are set for them, another way, because it's not written in the Bible. But you still got these people who are, you know, Bible only, Hebrews, who try to force everything into Africa, try to force us all from Africa. You know, I said the Southern Kingdom has their prophecies to fulfill, and the Northern Kingdom has theirs. Okay? And it's just absolutely amazing. So like I said, anybody who is celebrating, you know, Caesarea, Catholicism, Christianity is the same thing. These guys, I'm laughing. One of these dudes who has like a pretty big following, Christian guy, you would know him. He always says, "Are you serious?" He was pretty much, it sounded like he was talking mess on the Catholic Church because, you know, things going on over in Italy and Rome and the Pope and this and that. And it's like these Christians over here are like, yeah, but you know, over here we're totally fine. I was like, yeah, don't don't speak too soon. I said, Christians, you Christians over here, your daddy is the Catholic Church. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got a few moles and they're all like in threes all over the place. But yes, it's just crazy. But yeah, it just they're all kind of like, well, those Catholics, they got it all wrong. I hear other people too talking about the Catholics and how the Catholics got it all wrong, and how they got to understand Jesus and this and that. And it's like, you Christians, you're exactly the same. You're in exactly the same boat as the Catholics. I said, a lot of you Christians, I said, what you don't understand is, okay, the Southern, the Pope and the Spain and all of them pretty much destroyed the vast majority of the Northern Kingdom. That's what they were called to do. And that's the feet, the legs of right there is the pretty much they destroyed the clay. That's exactly, and that represents the 10 tribes. Now, you Christians, who love to talk all this mess about Catholics, I said, you guys were predominantly responsible for destroying the Southern Kingdom. So you don't get a pass. You don't get to, I'm better than the Catholics because we didn't do this or we didn't do that. No, you did exactly the same thing. You destroyed the Southern Kingdom. So you don't get a pass. You can't say it was, that's the Catholics and that's not us. It's you too. But before we get into the Christians, we're going to talk about them too. We're going to talk about the Muslims. Okay? We all know, like I said, now we talked about, well, let's talk about Israel first, Ish, okay? We all know that they're dealing with the virus too. They have a bunch of people who are being self-quarantined over there as well, and so we know that they're getting hit too. So the Middle East is getting hit, The Middle East is getting hit. We got Islam now. Now we're jumping to Islam first. Islam's holiest site of Mecca is a ghost town. Oh, hold on. Let me get that, Judith. All right. So True News has reported that Bethlehem is on lockdown and thousands of Israelis are in quarantine. U.S. soldiers shown drinking the blood of snakes in Thailand. And wow. See, that's what, and I didn't hear about that from True News. So that's why it's great to be able to come together and share information. Yeah, I hear about the Iran top folks. We're going to get into that right now. Hold on. So thousands in the Middle East have been contracted CV. All right. Mecca is deserted. Islam's holiest site is deserted. Saudi Arabia has banned pilgrimages to the Great Mosque. So now you got two of the biggest and most influential religions now being devastated by by CV. True News is on lockdown on YouTube right now. Yes, I saw that. I know that too. It says the Most High is showing out all over the place. So you got, like I said, Catholics, you got the Pope, and if the Pope had it, there's all these people that are around him that are pretty much high-ranking officials. So they probably got it too. If you know how it is with, I guess, like I know Lisa Cabrera was talking about how there's two different strains, and sometimes it's one's more aggressive and shows out faster. One hides longer. So who knows? If he had it for a long time. That guy is, the Pope is around so many people. Can you imagine how many people contracted that from it? That's what I'm gonna say. That's an if. I'm not saying that it's for sure because I don't know, but it's an if. It's an if, okay? But so you got the Pope, who's sick, and you got Mecca, who they're not doing pilgrimages to. You got Bethlehem, which is on lockdown, among other places. So, and it's like the last. Well, we know that they're giving us certain numbers, and everyone knows that they have. I mean, people are getting pretty pissed off now because America is just they're not testing anybody. They don't have I don't know, man. Since they said they don't have tests, So it's like they don't have enough tests to test people. So they're reporting these numbers. It's like if you only tested five. I was just watching a newscast, and they were pretty much talking about how America's only tested like five. It was like there were around 500 people, and they were like, they don't know how it's possible that America only tested 500 people, and like other countries are doing like 10,000 tests a day. It was like there's about South Korea was doing like 10,000 tests a day, and here, they can't even do. They were doing like 500 for like the last few weeks. I said, but a lot of it is just, they don't want to be, they don't want to admit reality. They don't want to admit the truth, you know, and that's the thing. The great mosque is no one there. They don't want to believe it, you know. Oh, California. Well, we'll talk about California in a little bit. I mean, there's some pretty crazy stuff going off over in San Francisco right now. I'm sure there's crazy stuff going on all over the place right now here. I said, but that thing with the ship out there in San Francisco, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Talk about Iran. There's growing cases. High-level people have caught it and died. Lisa Cabrera sent me a video this morning about it was a guy who went through a morgue, and he was videotaping it, which he shouldn't have been. I'm sure he probably got in trouble for that. And he was going through like videotaping all the bodies that was there. So he was videotaping all the bodies. Yeah, they don't talk about who's catching it. They don't talk about the ethnicities of who's catching it. I said so. Yeah, but so definitely cases are growing in Iran, in the Middle East. So we know that things are growing all over the place as far as what's going on right here. Burning people alive in China. I mean, I haven't even heard much of what's going on in China, but that stuff is still going on over there too. So like I said, so now look at it. We got the Pope, we got Israel, we got Islam. Everything's just going to hell. And like I said, and the Pope's not around to say anything. Hopefully you guys are seeing okay. I heard a couple people saying that they're buffering, but yes, but the Most High is definitely, cleaning up the land. He's showing out over there first on the 3 parts. And you know what? Yeah, I mean, like, dude, you keep talking about how we are prepared for everything, and this and that, and we're not even testing anybody. So, yeah, people are just thinking like, well, the economy is just going to hell too. I was cracking up. I was like, so Joe Biden winning on Tuesday was worth like 1,200 points on the stock market. How did that happen? How did him winning, make the stock market go up 1,200 points the next day? It's just crazy. Well, now I've just come to the conclusion that many of these other stations and a lot of the Christian stations, stuff like that, they just, like most people we've noticed, they can't change. You remember how we get to a lot of people, they're just programmed a certain way. Everyone's programmed a certain way, just like here in the Matrix. So you get to a lot of people how they just can't, like, they have certain ways that they've been programmed to think, and no matter how much information you bring out, they can't change. Now, like I said, I just see that with a lot of different people. I see that even with a lot of people in the Hebrew community as well. I said, you can't change. I said, no matter how much information you bring out, they can't change. Says they don't know that the Vatican and Rome is the mother harlot, and all the churches are the daughters of her. Exactly. I'm like, they're still stuck on Jesus saving them and everything else. And you know what? I'm like, dude, if that's where the Most High's left you, said there's nothing I can do. I said there's nothing that I can do. I said that's the Most High, and that just shows you really the power of the Most High. Thank you, Prep Adam. So that's all the Most High. I said the Most High has given us knowledge and understanding so we can take it and apply it in so many different arenas. We're not stuck just talking about one thing and that's it. I said, so we can talk about many different subjects and we can apply this truth to so many different subjects. But wait, one more thing before I want to get into, before we just talk and everything else, all right? The Christian churches. I want to make sure I want to talk about these Christian churches too, because I'm surrounded around a lot of Christians, and they love to they love to act like they're totally exempt from everything. And it's like, no. Just the fact that you guys would think that you guys would be exempt from everything that's happened to our people, I said, is just absolutely hilarious. And I watched Birth of a Nation. I said, you guys need to go watch some of these movies. I know you guys are like, oh, I don't like to watch those. I bet you don't. I said, but the Most High requires a recompense for all the things that happen to our people. So you Christians, and I don't want to hear, oh, they weren't real Christians. That's the kind of garbage I hear from these people. Oh, they're not real Christians. They didn't represent true Christ. Oh, okay, well, they still took everything. They still raped, robbed, and murdered. I said, they still took all of our possessions. They still took all of our lands, I said, so when you watch things like Birth of a Nation, hold on real fast. It's tripping. Okay. When you watch things like that and how they treated our people, I said, don't think that those weren't mostly Catholics, those were mostly Christians. So you guys are going to these Christian churches, that's who you're representing. Just because they don't talk about it, because those are taboo subjects, doesn't mean you're still not going to pay for it. Okay? So, like I said, Christian churches are lockstep with Catholicism. You guys follow all the holy days of them. Main thing is Sunday worship. You worship white Jesus. Okay? You guys just changed a couple things. That's all you guys did. You changed the image. And you changed the image from a baby to a man. Okay? And then bam, new religion. That's all you guys did. That's all you Christians did. You kept all the other holidays. You kept us at the bottom. You took all of our stuff. You've hidden who we are. You lied about, where we originated from and everything else. You raped, robbed, murdered, stole, wrote laws to keep us at the bottom. You still don't tell the truth. I still sit here and watch how all you guys still, take all of the great things that you got from this land and all of the stuff you guys got from us, all the free labor. You've never paid us back. So there's a recompense for that. You see what I'm saying? Like there's a recompense for that. So you have, just because you have, grown up Jesus, a picture of him now, I said, that's the difference. That's what you guys did. So you guys switched the picture. So it's not Mary and a baby Jesus. You just got rid of Mary and you made Jesus an adult. And that's it. And now you get to get Psalm 91 coverage because of what? What has your religion really done? What has your religion really done to afford you Psalms 91 coverage right now? I'll wait. Exactly, an adult on a cross. I'm going to show you guys some primary sources on this stuff. I'm telling you, man, I said the Most High is so good. I said, I have all these people sitting here talking about the Book of Mormon and this and that. I'm going to prove the Book of Mormon with primary sources, people who were here in the early 1500s and the stuff that they were doing. I said it's because... Okay. Hold on, I got another phone here. All right. Oh, I have a lot of people that cling. They're clinging to white Jesus a lot right now. You know, and it's crazy because now a lot of people are starting to see that the stuff that they've been taught are a bunch of lies. And they're starting to see now that this virus is pretty serious. See, they've been able to live. Most people have been able to live a life pretty much of just being oblivious to everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's been going on. Most people have been just totally oblivious to absolutely everything. And now they're starting to realize that that Jesus that's hanging up on their pictures and everything else, so it doesn't seem like the Jesus that they're seeing right now. It doesn't seem like the power is coming back right now. It seems like he's not messing around. He ain't playing. You know, trying to outlaw wild animal meat, huh? Okay. A little late now to be worried about what you eat, because these people are eating everything. Yeah, I was looking at how. Well, hold on. The lot right now, I said a lot of people are starting now to have their foundation shaken, and they're definitely they're online looking, they're online looking at the truth. I said, and what's happening is a lot of these churches are going to be shut down. I said, because they're already talking about, I just saw on the news how they didn't want people 6 feet from each other. This is like something going on, I think, here in California, in LA. I think that's what they were trying to tell people how to stay away from getting a virus. And it was like, don't go to big places where people congregate. Try to stay 6 feet away from the next person. Well, you can't go to church if you're going to be like that, right? A lot of these churches in other countries have already shut down. I know there's, they were saying that, in South Korea, they were shutting down some. 90 countries with coronavirus, Lisa. Yeah, it was only 80, I think 80 yesterday or Wednesday. Say, hey, Lisa. Yes, stubborn to the last minute. Yep, that's mostly. I saw that Austin, Texas cancels the SXSW 2020, a massive economic loss. And these people are trying to act like this stuff is going to be going away in a couple months. I was like, it's going to go away when the Most High says it goes away, and then he'll do something else. But yeah, I said, so like I said, all these religions, I'm like, what religion is thriving right now? What people are thriving and bringing the truth out right now? I said, so we know right now, I said that the Most High is showing himself. And Most High is showing himself right now. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about was this ship. Did you guys hear about the ship in San Francisco? I said, and it's got I thought yesterday it said it was 2,500, but actually I heard now it's like 3,500 people, like 2,700 people on the ship, and 800 staff on the ship. One dude died from California on the ship, and they're not letting them. The governor's not letting it dock. He said he wants everybody tested, or a certain amount of people tested, or whatever else. So it's just like Japan all over again. So it's like, are you going to leave them on the ship and let it spread to a lot of them, or are you going to let some of them off? I said, that's just that's a lot of people. That's a huge headache. Where do you do for 3,500 people? Where do you keep them? Where do you put them? I'm laughing at some of the comments. Sorry, but yeah, I was like, what do you do? Because they were a lot of people were talking mess about how Japan handled the situation. Well, now California is going to have to deal with that situation. I said, I don't know why anyone's getting on the ship right now, because it said all it takes is one person to get sick, and you're stuck. You're stuck. Are they going to let 3,500 people off of the ship? They call it the death ship. I'm like, it's I said, I don't know how to get on no ship with anybody. This is all this information. I said, it's all coming together. 19 cases of virus in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania currently. Wow. So, you got that ship, and that's a huge issue right there. They're just letting it's just kind of out and sea, and then they're just kind of waiting there. I saw they dropped some tests off today too. It's like, yes, the seals are open 9 times fold to show my power. Yeah. Says amen and repent and watch the news. Yeah, that's all we're doing right now. Just, going home. Every few hours, there's more information coming. And you just see these Gentiles, you see a lot of them getting very nervous because they put their faith in a man. They put their faith in Trump. They put their faith in their white Jesus. And it's like, it's crazy to watch. I was listening to Morning Joe. Well, actually, I wasn't listening to it. It was a couple of clips that popped up on my phone. And it's crazy because now you got Republicans talking about how, how Trump has been responding and not in a good way. So, and you know how it is with Republicans and Democrats both. I said they always defend their guy. They always defend their guy. And now as they're getting to the point where like this CV doesn't discriminate. It'll sicken Republicans. It'll sicken Democrats. Says 25. Lisa says 25 people that either went to China, was on the cruise ship, are in my county. Wow, 5 already quarantined. It's in now in my backyard. Yeah, I said as soon as they start to test more, there's just going to be a whole lot more people that they're going to admit that are infected. Did you guys hear about the guy in I want to say New Hampshire who was told to self-quarantine, and in that night he went to some gathering or something like that and infected some other people? I mean, self-quarantine. If you're gonna self-quarantine people, I said, now are they gonna really do that? Yeah, I heard about Iran releasing prisoners and stuff like that too. Yeah, you shutting down Disneyland. Well, I mean, if Japan shut it down, if China shut it down, probably it's only a matter of time before they shut it down here. Yeah, I saw that with the Asian woman spitting on the elevator buttons. I'm like, and what stuff do we not see? What stuff are we not seeing? Yes, I saw that one. Get this off the way. The lawyer in New York who also got 15 people at least. Yeah, the lawyer who infected like his wife, his kids, the dude who took him to the hospital, a close friend he had talked to. Then that friend infected his wife and his 3 kids or something like that. One guy. How one guy just infected like 15 people. We just, Cassandra Lee just had a case here in Indianapolis. Just left that hospital on Monday. Oh yeah, it's definitely going down in Washington right now, Washington State. So we had some sources up there said it's pretty much like a ghost town up there, and a lot of the shelves are already cleared off, and it's like a ghost town out there. So yeah, it's going all over the place. Past by then, most stores are closed. Yeah, I mean, and really, I mean, the Gentiles do have it right though. They said pretty much the only way that you're gonna make it is through that Psalms 91 coverage, through the Most High. Yeah, I love Lisa Cabrera's channel too. So we get a lot of information. It's nice, like I said, that we get news from like Lisa through like a Hebrew, point of view. I said because I said as we listen to the Gentiles trying to break things down, now we understand why we were so confused. I mean, now when the Most High has opened up your eyes to be able to see the truth, you see how they lie about everything. Now we know. Now we know why we were so confused. You know, I mean, it just makes so much sense. Now they have our scriptures. Now that we have understanding, now we have the Holy Spirit, and she's opened up our eyes, and now we just kind of look at them, and I mean, I'm sure you guys are just laughing when they try to, "Oh, let me break this. When they're trying to break the Bible down to to us, or they're still trying to pretty much talk about how it's for everyone. You know, oh, Prince said elbow, elbow bump. Did Pence really say that to I did hear them say something about not contacting people, like instead of slapping hands or whatever else they were talking about. They were saying to do something with non-contact, but did he really say elbow bump? Oh my gosh. Like, that's it. I mean, that just shows you just how we were under these people, and that just shows you, I said, the Most High. How we couldn't figure it out until the Most High. I said, until the Most High opened up our eyes. You know what I mean? I mean, it shows you how far we've come. They say elbow bumps or fist bumps. Okay, you guys got to put that one in the description box, because I gotta see if that's true. We've now been reduced to fighting it by elbow bumps and fist bumps. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Is it China tried to infect the Kenyans, but it didn't work? They beat Ebola too. I'm like, man. I said, I do love the comment. You guys are making me cry over here. Okay, a brother, actually, I think it was a brother or sister, I said, talked about how he was talking to an ish, and I guess the ish was asking like, hey, about the coronavirus, and they're like, oh, I guess the ish was asking the brother, like, hey, are you scared about the CV? And he says, nah, we already had ours in 1520. We already had our beat down with that in 1520, because this one's coming for y'all. That's it. We already had our plagues in 1520. I said, we already had our destruction in 1520. I said, this one's coming for y'all. And you can just imagine a dude's face when someone tells him something like that. I said, Chinese doctor reports that black people are resistant to COVID. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see something's going on. Well, we already know that, not all. I said, because some people have been joining hand in hand with the wicked, so they're gonna have to pay too. However, the Most High decides they're gonna have to pay. All right, what is that one? This package is for y'all, not us. Wait, that's it. And that's a lot of these people. They think, oh, I'm gonna join hand in hand with y'all now. We're just gonna, we're gonna get through this together. Stock market has lost 3.67 trillion on Thursday. You imagine, just think about these numbers. They throw in these numbers like, 3.6 trillion. You know how much money that is to just lose, like, in a day? And they got it like $3 trillion back because Joe Biden won. He didn't win the presidency or anything. He just won Super Tuesday or whatever else. The dollar's definitely gone. All this, everything, I said, is just falling off. Who won it? Like I said, a lot of this stuff is going on. It's just absolutely amazing. I'm just checking out some of your guys' posts right now. But they don't got money for reparations though. Yeah, right. I mean, really, just kind of think about that though. Like, if you see everything going, going just to crap, it's going, to hell. Wouldn't you like maybe try to at least give back something? Like when, like, a little baby knows that, like, it has something like a toy, and you tell it to give it to you, and the baby doesn't say anything and just starts running away. But then you get up to go and get the baby, and all of a sudden, right before you get ready to get to the baby, he stops and hands you the toy. That's kind of like this situation. Like, hey, dude, you really do know that the Most High is doing all this stuff. You really do know that you really screwed over his people. Wouldn't you try to, right at the last minute, for the Most High whooped up on you, turn around and gave him the toy right back? You would think, right? But nah, they're just not. They're gonna lie all the way to the end, all the way to the end. And I'm seeing so many people. I mean, they're like, well, God knows. I'm in God's hands. I'm just like, well, what God are we talking about? I just saw that too on Navabad. The Pentagon just said 75,000 troops showing signs of the virus. I mean, you can't fight this. You can't fight what's going on right now. I said, this is all the Most High. And he said the troops are getting sick, and that's the thing. Like, I've been seeing like a whole lot of things with police officers. I heard a story about police officers went on a call, and the guy was in cardiac arrest. So the cop tried to do mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and the dude was positive with coronavirus. So they told all those cops to go home and self-quarantine. I mean, now it's like, are people going to do their jobs? I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just showing you how crazy this is right now. I said, I heard about the 5 cops that in Dallas. I don't know if it ended up being true, but how they just responded to a call, and the guy said he had a coronavirus, and they told them all to go home. I heard later on that wasn't true, but that's happening. Because especially like, you have like a lot of people in the homeless community, and I said if this stuff is rampant, and they go to a call, say every call now, I said is a chance to catch coronavirus now. I said the Echo pastor, is it San Francisco, 350 schools closed and homeschooling. Yep. I heard something about Apple. I don't know exactly where. It told 12,000 of their employees to go home and work from home. So 80 California nurses infected, and they all had unprotected gear. Like I said, a lot of people like, how many people are going to keep going to work? How many people are going to keep going, and continuing with letting this system continue? Because as soon as you start seeing like the health professionals not show up to work, and you got the police officers not showing up to work, said you're just going to have anarchy out here. Doctors not showing up to work. Let's see, Talia. Oh yeah, some guy who had tested positive said they told him he didn't have enough symptoms for testing when he first came. You see, I mean, he said this place is a wrap, fast. Health professionals are scared. I mean, I would be if I were them. He said, ain't got but 3 symptoms. I mean, it's crazy. Jackie, white boy told me today not to worry, it'll be okay. I thought, yes. What, for me? Yeah, I said it's just not the time to be in the medical field. You got a lot of people still wanting to, go into being a doctor. I was like, you guys need to learn. A lot of these people don't get it. They still think that, hey, we still got 10 years. I said, we're going to be, running everything on my retirement, everything else. I said, shoot, that's a wrap. What's the world going to look like in the next couple months? Yep, school system too. I get cardboard boxes coming from Amazon, and that's true. Yeah, I heard the Pope was sick. I mean, I've been looking up, stuff about, where's the Pope, and there's like barely anything. Oh, he's recovering from his cold. New person infected here in the Vatican today, and we're closed. They closed off some health center or something like that. If everything stops, what's going to happen? I said the Most High is in charge of everything. Remember now in Joel 2, I said he talks about removing the people. Removing, who's he going to remove? He's talking about removing people off this land. And people, like I said, people going crazy buying up everything. Which, hey, I bought a couple things. I bought some water, bought a few things or whatever else. I said, if I use it, cool. If not, it'll be for somebody else. I said the Most High knows. I said who needs what, who's getting what, and how he's going to protect whoever he's going to protect. But like I said, they all got the people over there in Spain and the Vatican, they all got our stuff. They still got all of our books. They got a lot of other stuff too that they got so much stuff that we don't even, like I said, we don't even know about. Running feet. The sound of many waters. Some people from Australia, Greece, and Paradise, California started. They heard running feet. What do you mean by that? Like running feet just in the sky or what? You can clarify a little bit of that for us. Yep, the Most High is getting warmed up. I saw that story too, Eco, about the meteorite passing over the Capitol. I like that, Frank Smith. And that's what I'd be thinking too. I saw my preppy neighbor coming home with a bunch of supplies for us. Oh man, and that's it. I like, dude, the Most High you can prep all you want. If the Most High is gonna take you, He's gonna take you, and He's gonna deliver that stuff to other people. That's what's gonna happen. I did hear about the COVID in Hebrew means Kobe, and the whole thing about that cartoon meaning called it end of days. And same thing even with like Kobe's name and the whole breakdown in gematria, right? Meaning apocalypse or something like that, right? I mean, we know where we're at. We know what times we're in. Most High said once He brings the two sticks together, he's already everything's already in the works. Everything's already in the works. 20-pound bag, a lot of canned food. And I'm going 20 more pound bags from Kroger. Got plenty of water too. Life's going to be much different. I said, because like I said, that's when the Most High is now going to be, He's already doing everything. He's already got everything set up for us. Just imagine, like I said, we had everything. When the Spaniards got here, they rolled in here with 500 people. All right. And they took us down, and we had plenty of food. We had everything. We had plenty of warriors, everything else. So, I said, Most High is in this. Yeah, you have to do some research on that gematria. There's a whole lot of stuff. I'm not all into it. I said, but I know a lot of it makes a lot of sense when these other people are into it. Bring it out. That's it, Lady Jacob. The wealth of the heathen is stored up for the hands of the just for these hands right here. That's it. I said, I put my faith in the Most High. I said, yes, I'll buy a couple things here and there. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. I said, the Most High, we know, has our back. Money will soon have no value. Exactly. That's why these people are still thinking about, Bitcoin and their retirements and everything else. I said, that don't make no sense. The executives, sound show. The executives keep talking about, oh, this is just as bad as the flu. It will blow over. I said that to myself. You arrogant. Hold on. No, where did it go? Dang it. Arrogant fools. You don't know my Father at all. They are going to have a rude awakening. That's it. Well, you know what? I think a lot of them already know. They have to say certain things for the masses, for the public. You know, what are you going to tell them? This is it? Bro, it's all done? They're not going to tell them that. Not till it's the very end. I mean, hello, you got what? No Hajj, I got right there. Miss Litz right there. The Haji to Mecca, nope. Chinese New Year, nope. That's it. I mean, like you know, Pope, nope. You know, he's not showing up. He's showing up for Lent and then disappearing. I mean, everything that they hold dear, the Most High is quickly tearing down. You know, we'll put the window back down. Book of Mormon, you can get it from a Mormon. You can go to a Mormon church and ask them for one. You can probably still, hey, we broke 1,000 again. All right, all praises the Most High. You know, Pope, nope, exactly. What do you guys think? And to these people who are still in these religions, like, what do you guys think is going to happen? Everything's just going to blow over, and you're going to be able to just go back and keep on, telling our people all these lies and everything else. And that's true, Yashar. Can you imagine the chaos if the Pope was dead because of this? Well, I mean, a sane person would kind of be like, well, maybe this dude doesn't have the power we thought. But blind people would be like, well, it's okay. He was old. We need a newer Pope. And they'll find some way to justify it. You know, I said, but that day is over. I said, them actually, their religions, all this stuff, I said, that stuff is over. There's a reason why it's all happening. And, and the thing is that the vast majority of the world refuses to acknowledge the true power. They refuse to acknowledge the true power. They're still stuck worshiping these, these false gods. They refuse to acknowledge the fact that our power gave them their run. That our power blessed them. They instead of actually worshiping our power the way that they were supposed to, follow all such commandments, and treating us the way that they were supposed to. Yes, we had fallen into captivity, but there were certain rules, and they refused to follow the rules. In fact, they refused to follow the rules, made their own God up, and then pretty much did anything they wanted to us. I said, so that's what was going on. It was blazing trash. You know what I'm saying? I said, so they did that, and so yeah. So it's just they refused that. They didn't follow our laws and commandments. They made up their own God. They gave all of the credit to this fake God for what they were blessed with. I said, they refuse to admit who we really are. They refuse to admit that we're the Most High's chosen people. I said, all the way, even till today. I said, so that's why the Most High, I said, the ones who are actually, trying to follow the Most High, acknowledging the Most High's chosen people, acknowledging the Most High, trying to do things the right way. I said, those are the ones the Most Highs are dealing with, and the ones that He's awakened to be able to see this truth. So the other ones who have not been awakened to that, well, I said the Most High has not opened up their eyes to see it. So, but if they're still waiting on Caesarea to save them, I said that's just definitely not going to happen. And yeah, we are definitely evolving quickly, and they are going backwards. And now, like I said, it's just easy now because we can see the truth. We can see Matthew 24 playing out. We can see when he talks about how when the Most High cracks those skies open and all the tribes are mourning. We can see how that was going to work out now. I said, because as we look now at the other people, the other nations, even our own people, we try to talk to our own family members. I said, now we see that, unless the Most High wakes them up, I said, there's nothing we can do for them. And that goes for our people as well as the other nations as well. So it's just, most people are still stuck, in sports and distractions. I said, it's not nothing wrong with, watching a little bit here, a little bit there, or whatever else. I'm not saying that, I said, but when it consumes your life and that's all that you do and you don't know anything, I said a little Elizabeth Hawthorne, The Two Sticks. I said, go back and watch older videos. It's talking about the Book of Mormon and the Bible. If you want to get more information. Yeah, a lot of our people, like, I said that, Rick, my family don't want to hear nothing, but Cesare, that's it. And that's the vast majority of this world. I said, because Cesare has allowed them to pretty much live in La La Land. But now the Most High is taking La La Land away. Yeah, I definitely, hey, I love my relatives, I love them, and whatever else. I said, but ultimately the Most High is in charge. And ultimately, whatever the Most High wants, I said, I'm rolling with the Father. Whatever it is, or whatever, he said, but well, definitely, Most High willing to be getting together and having some more lives this weekend. I've got some definitely, so I got some other videos and more information to bring out. Um, it's just how the Most High is bringing out a lot of first or primary sources, and a lot of these people still bringing out the primary sources is kind of nice, because who seem to think that they have a monopoly on the truth. They still seem to think that if they say it, it's truth, and that's just like a church. It's no different than a church. There's absolutely no different than a church. I said our churches they've thought that they've had a monopoly on the truth, that they could give a breakdown, and then that breakdown is the only way that you can see things. That's what churches have done to us the entire time. And even when we got into this truth, I said we got more information. I said, but we still got people who seem to think that whatever it is they say is the only way that it can be broken down. And like I said, that's why we see a lot of people, even in our nation, being left behind, as well as a lot of Gentiles also being left behind as well. But people need to learn how to think for themselves. Pray to the Most High. Pray that we get the Holy Spirit in order to be able to get this understanding. So because we're not going to get it, on our own. So I don't get all this stuff because I'm so smart. That's not what it is. I said it's all the Most High. So the Most High has blessed me tremendously. Snap it. I guess I'm getting my limit. I'm hitting my limit of time. Let's go. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh family.